right, so once again, I'm live. Coming in tonight. Said I would come in tonight again. A little later than usual. We had a interesting day today. Very interesting. For the most part. A little bit of adversity, but adversity is always good. Sharpens your skills, sharpens your life, right? If you can't handle adversity, man, I guess they say get out the game, right? Is that what they say? Waiting on. Yeah. So it is what it is. But that's how life feels, man. Um, hmm. Okay. This is going to show you that I've just been dealing with it. But here's the deal. Now we got mass shootings going in Austria. I'm just rolling through with some things that need to be talked about here. Austria, we got something else going on somewhere else. A couple other places, right? Um, and but it is what it is. You just gotta know that it's orchestration going on with a lot of things, and you don't realize the orchestration that's on you. What's up, man?
What the hell?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
What the heezy? Man,
Yeah,
you know, man. Shit, man. Maintain complaining, baby. That's how I do it. Maintaining and complaining.
yeah.
You know
Well,
what I
that's
mean?
good. I'm glad you maintain
What's the
it.
word with you?
I don't know, man. They talking about a lot of crazy stuff. They got this thing. They said they had a mass shooting in the country of Austria.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
A country in Austria.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but they gotta get the details on it.
Mm. Damn. And that shit dark as a motherfucker.
But they got a they
Put a
got
light
a
on.
they got another side going on here.
Oh, yeah?
They talk about prostate cancer again. How early detection can save lives.
Yeah, okay.
But here we go. Um, a lot of stuff going on. All right. All right, so there we go right here. This thing happened about the Spirit Airlines flights. I know a lot of people fear Spirit Airlines, you know.
Spirit Airlines. I heard something about Spirit. I heard Spirit Airlines been wild with some certain people.
They say a passenger who missed a flight was called in for a bomb threat. So they say.
Damn.
That's what they say. Matter of fact, they said a plane crash the other day too. And matter of fact, they said there's an earthquake in California while all the riots is going on.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they said there's been a lot of seismic activity going on.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is, like I said. I mean, I just find it kind of comical. Let's see. Let's go with it, though, since we're on it.
Metropolitan Airport.
We have a situation, so we unfortunately are going to have to deboard this aircraft, and everybody's going to have to be rescreened.
Spirit Airlines Flight 2145 to Los Angeles on Thursday stopped and held on the runway after a caller phoned in a bomb threat.
If you cooperate with me, which I greatly appreciate if you could, I will get this done as quick as I can for you.
Everyone on board removed from the plane and screened on the runway by TSA dogs. But within just a few hours, the FBI said they had their suspect, 23-year-old John Charles Robinson, who allegedly admitted to calling in the threat after arriving too late for the flight and telling the Spirit Airlines rep on the phone there's going to be someone that's going to try to blow up that flight, 2145. When Robinson then showed up for the flight that he'd been rebooked on, he was arrested, now charged with use of a cell phone to threaten, maliciously convey a bomb threat, and phoning in false information. In a statement, the U.S. attorney in Detroit says no American wants to hear the words bomb and airplane in the same sentence. Making this kind of threat undermines our collective sense of security and wastes valuable law enforcement resources. Robinson is now out on a $10,000 bond. His first court appearance is on June 27th.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Right now to today's Health Watch.
All right. Damn. All right. So that's that. Say it's a bomb threat going on. I'm like, look, man, y'all have to show me some more evidence, man. But that's where we at right now. Bomb threats, all this other crazy mess going on. It is what it is, man. You having fun yet?
Not likely.
Well, I just say my boy, he just got back from off a flight. He said, man, as long as time getting back, a lot of delays and stuff. So that's how it is, man. You know, man, you get all these delays and stuff on these flights, man. I can't stand
You got a lot of delays.
Mm-hmm. Air traffic control is not really all that great right now. In some areas, man, it take a long time to get back and stuff when you go. Somebody said the real ID thing can be a hassle and all that other stuff and a lot of other stuff they got going on.
That's true.
So, I mean, like I always tell people with me, if it's within 14 hours, I can drive there. Anything over there, I might have to fly, but if it's within 14 hours, I'll drive there.
I'm doing it 14 hours.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, back in the day, my dad and them, they used to fly all the way to. I mean, they drove all the way to California one time. I think they did, or drove across the whole damn country one time. My dad and his wife and them, but I was little. I mean, maybe I wasn't even born yet. Maybe he probably did that way back.
Man.
It's a good time doing it, man. Got to see a lot, slept in certain cities and things like that. Yeah. It's what it is. Some people do that. Hey, man.
Yeah.
I mean, sightseeing. I mean, I like to travel like that anyway. I mean, drive Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, DC, Maryland, New York, all that.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. I didn't get a chance to drive across the country like I wanted to. Like I said, only a couple of road trips I made early in my life, like early 20s. Drove from, like I said, Illinois to Texas a couple times back and forth. The one time driving from Florida to Texas. That's a trip from Florida to Texas, about 18 hours, 16 hours, depends on back then when I did it. But now, like I said, obviously you can get there a little bit shorter, maybe 14, 15, 16, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, man. I understand completely. Well, Chak, this your wheelhouse right here, brother. So we're gonna let you go away. Dang, I think that's in Dawson. I did send Dawson link. Actually, I need to get with her on some stuff about these women problems. Women have a lot of issues right now. But
are you talking about the prostate shit?
Well,
it should be all our wheelhouse. We should be.
Well, wait a minute. The women, what the men having prostate, and a lot of women's. I told the woman the other day. She used to tell me, I'm having a lot of fibroid issues.
Oh yeah.
So it's a double scale problem, and that's why I always tell people. It's like this, Chak. I know a lot of people get into the politics though, and all this stuff, but really, let's be honest. I'm asking a question. This for black people in this one. I'm gonna ask a question. Just asking a question. This is a serious question to ask people. Right now, do you think that enough of us is healthy to fight any long endure battle? I'm just asking a question. If you think we're healthy enough to fight a long endure battle as a collective, you are got to be out of your damn mind. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Come on, man. Let's be real. Do you really think that? Do you really think that 70% of the population that you call melanated, or whatever you want to call it these days, you might be brain be fried. Actually, I might call it brain fried. I don't know how to change it. Brain fried. Sorry. Do you think they could fight a long-standing battle of endurance? I don't believe it. Oh, he's gone? Yeah, I see. Yeah, he might have fell off or something. Well, he'll be back. Yes, maybe have an audio issue or something. But how you doing, Mr. Lockout? By the way, look, they didn't really believe in the war sense that the average population, so-called black population, could really withstand a physical war with how unhealthy some of us are. I'm just asking a question. Just asking. I mean, I just don't think so. You know, I mean, maybe I could be wrong, though. You know, maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe. But I don't. I mean, you know, I'm just seeing what I've been seeing lately, man. I was talking to some guys, and they were talking about, you know, we were talking about, you know, 60 to 70% of everybody in America is taking on one medication or whatever, at least one prescription. That's a lot of people. I don't take any prescriptions. I don't even take any medicine hardly, anything, right? So, I mean, that's just what it is, man. All right, there we go. All right, Shaq, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna ask the question again. Maybe you didn't hear me the first time. Right now, do you think if black people is getting into any type of physical altercation or long-standing battle, do you think we're healthy enough to fight anybody? I'm just asking you. Do you think so? I'm just asking.
In totality, no.
Not in totality. That's what I'm about to ask you. Yes, in totality. Okay. As I told you before, 60 to 70% of the American population, they say, is on one prescription or more, right? So that just really tells you, right? Yeah, right? That tells me what it is, right? They say the men getting prostate cancer and the women getting fibroids and all this stuff. And actually, to tell you the truth, we were talking about this, me and a couple of guys talking about this. So, you know, and he was talking about the women and stuff. He said, man, he said they keep on putting all this crazy stuff on. I said, look, man. Look here, man. Makeups, hair done. It's a must these days, man. It's almost like the new addiction. You know, we had the cocaine epidemic, but now it's the social media epidemic. You know, I was in the store the other day, saw a young boy with his phone and stuff. Mom said, "Can you please shut up?" Daddy said, "Give them." What the hell? Yo, what the hell going on here? Which one is it? Which one you on? I don't know which one you on. Chak, which one you on? Yeah, you must be Shaq Part 2. I don't know which one it is, man. Well, Shaq, I don't know which one you are, but let's just go with the script. Yeah.
Watch. June is Men's Health Awareness Month, and today we're talking about prostate cancer. It is one of the most common cancers among men in the United States and the second leading cause of cancer deaths in men. Last month, former President Biden revealed he is battling an aggressive form of the disease, raising awareness and also questions about the diagnosis in general. So we scheduled an appointment with CBS News chief medical correspondent, Dr. John LaPouf, to help us out. And full disclosure, John is my doctor. He took a look at my prostate, and it is important for me to come to see him because
I thought you were a GI doctor.
I'm an internist, so head to toe, and a gastroenterologist.
Okay.
That's right. So it was incredibly important for me, and through the education that you've always provided us, John, but also to me, because prostate cancer has become more prevalent in men. Why is that?
Yeah, well, first of all, prostate 101. What is the prostate?
I have no idea.
Really? And you do not have one.
I was going to say, you don't need to worry about it.
It is a gland that sits in the pelvis, and it adds nourishing fluid to sperm before it leaves the body. Now, going right through the middle of the prostate is a thin tube called the urethra. That brings urine from the bladder to the outside. And what can happen as people get older as men get older, is the prostate enlarges, and it can pinch off the urethra like narrowing a straw. And that's why Billy Crystal has joked that as people get older, they start to pee in Morse code, right? So like start and stop, right?
I got the crew laughing.
All right, good.
What?
I was like, what? Okay.
It can happen. Yeah. So that's...
I had no idea. That makes sense.
So the issue then is, okay, as it gets older, there's something called PSA, prostate-specific antigen, and that is a protein that the prostate makes. As the prostate enlarges, the PSA can go up. And it can just be benign. It's because there's a bigger prostate, more PSA. However, it also can be a sign of prostate cancer. And that brings up the whole issue of how do you screen for prostate cancer? And the different societies have slightly different recommendations. In general, you start it for people at average risk, for men at average risk, you start screening at, or discussion about whether to screen at, say, 45 to 50. And if you're at increased risk, for example, Black men are at increased risk of prostate cancer. Then maybe started earlier at, say, 40 to 45.
Do we know why Black men are at increased risk?
You know, I was just reading last night about that. There's a lot of theories and maybe some genetic reasons, and who knows if it's environment or what it is. But no, the answer is no, we don't know. But then you have the problem of, okay, your PSA is rising. What do you do? And there are, in the olden days, you say, oh, it's rising, let's go right in and do a biopsy. And now, really, you need expertise. This is something that's not so easy to figure out. You can follow it for a while and sort of see what's going on. You can do imaging, an MRI can see if there's a nodule in there. And you can eventually even do a prostate biopsy. And then if it turns out that there's cancer, there's all sorts of options.
All right, so men historically have struggled to make doctor's appointments for things like this.
Right.
There's a sort of, I think for a lot of guys, they think to themselves, well, I don't need to, I feel fine.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no reason to do this. But what happens if you have not been screened? What kind of a symptom would require you to then call a doctor?
Well, you can have hesitancy. So, you know, your pee is a less,
Scared.
Yeah, it's on and off, a less firm, less forceful stream. And remember, I don't want people to forget that, you know, it turns out that with prostate cancer, about 80% of men who are diagnosed with prostate cancer end up dying of something else. So there are rabbits and then there are turtles. You know, that's what I was taught. You know, there are the prostate cancers that go really quickly, okay, and that's one of the reasons why it's the second leading cause of cancer death in men. There's lung, prostate, colon.
Did he have prostate cancer?
He had colon cancer.
Colon cancer, okay,
Right,
yeah.
But look, this is part of, you know, men do not, in general, go for their routine exams as often as they should. There's been a whole literature about that. And I think, you know, you have to, like anything else, you take your car in to get service, you got to take yourself in to get service, and you got to go head to toe, which I do in internal medicine. Part of that is taking a look at the prostate and, importantly, having a discussion with the patient and saying, okay, what are the pros and cons of screening? Do you want to screen? Okay, if you do, we may find this abnormality. If there's an abnormality, here's what we're going to do. It's all about communication.
All right, Dr. John Lapook, so great at communication always. Thank you so much for being
All right, that's prostate cancer for men, right?
Well, they keep talking about this screening and stuff, where they keep talking, but they not. Dude, man, no, man.
All right.
They haven't really pinpointed, told you what actually really kind of give you a close eye on what can cause prostate cancer.
All right. Let's pull this up again.
Angela, why is this topic so important to you? You have your hands in so many different things, and I know you are.
All right, now for the women. See, hey, what's up, Dawson? Hey, look, I mean, let's be honest, man. I tell you, I've been out all around. I've been traveling like a chicken with my head cut off, but it's okay, right? I mean, like I said, the bomb be summer camp. I don't know how many young girls will be at the summer camp tomorrow, right? Do not know, right? But you know, we talking and stuff, and the women talking about they get these fibroids and all this stuff, right? So the men, you know, they talking about prostate cancer. I tell you, anytime a guy comes to me in the gym and say, hey man, did you get your prostate screened this year? I'm like, I ain't been having a problem, bro. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, you know, just go, you know, it's just something to go. They giving out free screening now. I said, what? Free screening? In a trailer? What? Hold it, bro.
Well, okay, the prostate is a gland, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just do a Google search and see what are things that you can do to support a healthy gland. I mean, what are things? Is it exercises? Is there, you know what I'm saying? Is there certain foods, fruits, vegetables that you can use to help improve the gland? Prostate gland, sweat gland.
I'm sorry, Shaq. I don't think I had this morning sorry, Shaq. The only thing I had for breakfast this morning was some plums and an avocado. I'm sorry.
But no, but you said it. You got to think about it. You got fiber there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got fiber there. That's the major key part. Fiber. You got a good fat, which is the avocado, right? You got some of the vitamin, the key vitamins and nutrients that's right up under the skin. You ate the plums. I'm pretty sure you didn't peel the damn plum, right?
No, look. Look. Check this out. Watch this. Watch this, man. So I told you I was in Williamsburg the other day, and the lady, she's like, "What you want?" She's like, she had all this food, had maggots. I tell you, they had the big ass thunderstorm on that motherfucker too, right? When it just came dushing down. I'm DJing it, the rain just come dushing down, right? So they had the food though. I mean, they had chips with dip, and they had hamburgers, typical stuff. Then they had some green beans and things like that. So I just got me some green beans. I think they might have some beans. I forgot something I had. And she was like, "Is that all you getting?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "That's why you so damn slender." She's like, "That's why." Right? She don't say it twice. Yeah, I like, well, look, baby, I ain't tell a lie. I tell her I'm just fit. I ain't that. Now, to be honest with you, I said, "Dang, that woman called me skinny. I don't even know that lady." I said, "Dang, I know I'm always in the range. I told you it was hot out there, Joe, right?" So I said, "Damn, I'm sweating out here." Because I told you, as soon as when it rained like that so fast for like 15, 20 minutes, it get hot as I don't know what next hour and a half, after the rain, you know that, right? So I said, I said, let me when I get back home tomorrow, I check it. Dang, I said, hold on, man. All right, I said, damn, I am 142 pounds right now. I said, dang, I did lose a couple pounds while I was out there sweating, right? But as I told you early in the week, right? A couple of months ago, I was having, I had lost my family working out stuff, and I had got cramps. I did get rid of them cramps and stuff. I just say, you usually have to drink water, eat all these fruits, watermelon, lemons, and all that, and get rid of the cramps, right? Now, I know that, but a lot of people don't. Now, they're not telling you when you eating all this macaroni and cheese and all these stuff, you can get the cramps too. Now, they ain't telling you that part, right? They ain't tell you that part. But that's another story. There you go. But I'm saying I did have that's why I ate today: avocado, plums. They have some other stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, people just need hydration. Now, this thing with the women and the fibroids, since we were having this conversation, because the guy was talking about it, and I told you last week, we were talking about the tattoos and all that. Tattoos is even increasing the risk of cancer as well. Let's be real. There's chemicals in your skin. I hate to tell you, Bernie. Yeah. But and I know the girls, they tell me, BJ, we want to get some ink therapy. One of them asked me, "You don't have any tattoos?" No. Why? You just not interested in them? No. I got one on my hand, and I got another one on my right here or something like that, right? So you get into the whole conversation about this shit, right? And I'm sitting there saying to myself, you go ride around Richmond, Virginia, and all these goddamn tattoo shops over there. As a matter of fact, bro, I'm gonna tell you something. Down there in Southside, where I'm there, not too far from my dad, that I tell you, we having a lot of problem with the water. The water still ain't fixed, bro. You ride past NC 95 for about a half a mile. The stench is so bad riding across the highway. I said, what the fuck is going on right now, bro? And that water treatment. Yes, it's bad right now. We've been dealing with the water for the last 2 weeks. Ever since we had all that rain out the Memorial Day, they've been on more water valves. They offer that, but then it just stinks so bad. I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is going on? I don't even usually go that way, but I went the highway that day because I ride on the highway, the windows down with the sunroof open and shit. So that's on me. But shit, it's so bad you probably can smell it with the windows open. Closed. So it is what it is. But and guess what? The water treatment plant is right behind the projects, by the way. How nice is that, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you know what? This water here in Texas too, man. I noticed this. That, like I said, it's big. Ever since we moved here in Texas, the water in the atmosphere is different. Got hard water, but this water, like you said, has been stinking out this. It's got a bad smell out the faucets. You know what I mean? And that's ridiculous, yo. Everybody want, yeah.
Yep, you're right.
That's a major part. What up, Frank? That's a major part of motherfucking goddamn life, nigga. Water. Shit. They know that. What's going on, man?
And just supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a lot of it's like there's something wrong with our water out here too. They sent a letter to this other girl. This girl, she live in Orange, the city of Orange. You know what I'm saying? That's not, you know, that's the same county as where I live in Anaheim, but at the same time, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's different. So she put, you know what I'm saying, she got a notice saying something about the water, and we didn't. I'm like, how come the city of Anaheim? Why the residents out here didn't get a notice? You know what I'm saying? You want to pick and choose who you give. I don't know, bro. I just think this is
right.
That's wild, man. You know, different county, different task. You know, they want to, you know, try to make, you know, it's marginalized and shit. Oh, you know, these, you know, let's give the notice to these people because, you know what I'm saying, they're probably making more money than these people, or this, you know what I'm saying, this community is wealth factor is higher than these people. It's just it's or, you know, we want to appeal to these people versus to these people. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's why, so I just told people, like I told people the other day. So tomorrow, like I said, you know, Chak, I probably have to take some pointers. Let me ask you a question. What if I go down here, I think I have to speak to these kids, I need to know, what should I tell them? Say, I tell you this thing different. Like summer camp, I've been about, I gotta go tour them tomorrow. All right. I'm gonna tell you something, one thing about it. I told you, you cannot, it's two things you gotta have at these summer camp now. You gotta have a game system for the kids. Mm-hmm. These kids don't be outside. I'm like, damn, all the kids out. Oh no, these kids, these are different type of kids, but they like to be inside. You know, they like to be inside and stuff, you know. I'm like, no, take them kids outside. Oh, where's 90 degrees out there? Like, oh,
what's the age group?
Some of them might be 6 to 13, maybe.
Oh, they're pretty young.
Yeah, I mean.
So this is regular, just summer camp. This ain't. I thought this like basketball summer camp. Oh, okay, this is regular summer.
No, wait. But one of them is. The other one is. The other guy, he does have basketball camp, but the other one is a regular summer camp. The one. And
he wants you to come speak to him, or what? I mean, what's your?
Well, I mean, you know, he just want me to come by, but that's what I.
Okay.
I go by, you know. Yeah, he wanted a guy. He want me to come by, you know, because I told you he used to mentor my nephew and stuff like that. But me and him grew up together too. We grew up playing ball on the same playground and stuff like that. And you know, so I always go, you know, drop him off a donation or something like that, or you know, all the time. When I get by time, I go down there. But he done got it. So last year he was leasing the building, or I think he was renting the building out, but I think now he leasing, or this is his own building now, and they had a big what do you call it, ribbon cutting thing, and he got a van and stuff. They go to trips to pools, and some of them play football for them and stuff like that. And girls from that renew, or guys that renew that we hung out with, you know, or even grew up with, some of us, you know, they now they send their kids to him for summer camp. So yeah, that's how it goes. So some of the guys that we grew up with.
So you just stopping by. You ain't not really participating.
I might be there for about a couple of hours, so, but I told you I gotta go to another one too. I gotta go to them. So we stop by for a little bit, and then might go to the pool or whatever and stuff. They got basketball in the back, but I don't know if I'm playing no video games, nothing like that. I might not do all that. but
I mean, shit. I mean, if it's this is all I imagine it's all boys camp.
Oh no, the girls.
Oh, yeah, that too. Oh, it's just a regular. This is just a regular, like recreational summer camp type shit. Just inner city summer camp type thing.
Yeah. It's
okay. Yeah. Well, look, my advice, I'm pretty sure they got other people probably gonna come and speak, but if you let you holler at them, man, just holler at them, man, tell your story, shit, because you know how many kids probably got a similar story to yours, and that's how you relate to these.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just tell them your story, your journey,
Yeah.
from whatever your moms, you growing up in them areas and shit, and how you got to where you at. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it could be happy to be done. Shit.
Well,
Yeah.
but we just go I think his daughter probably about 16 now. I think she actually has it. Because I know one time he had a basketball league because he do a lot of this summer camp basketball league to get teams and stuff, and then he have his daughter, they take the money for the games and stuff like that. So I mean, like I said, I think he would go to Virginia Tech or I think he went to Virginia Tech or something like that. But like I said, we grew up playing ball together. He's probably about a couple 3-4 years younger than me, maybe 3, 2, whatever. But like I said, but I'm telling you, these other camps I don't seen that I'm just telling you, bro. I mean, to me, like I told you, we used to eat I know we talked about it before, Chak. We used to super donuts and we eat they use the chocolate milk and all that stuff and all
Chocolate milk, orange milk in a carton and shit.
look,
Yeah,
man,
you know what I mean? Orange
these
drink.
these other summer camps, man. Look, I tell you, another guy told me he got a summer camp, man. I said, what your kids come from eat in the morning? I said, what y'all got the Meals on Wheels truck y'all do? He said, no, man, these kids he said Meals on Wheels. The kids ain't no damn Meals on Wheels, BJ. Like, you crazy? They want Chick-fil-A in the morning. I said, what? What? I said, like Chick-fil-A, the new crack cocaine. No, that's what I called it. But then again, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Well, yeah, ladies, because unfortunately I do see a lot of ladies in Chick-fil-A line. Let's get to this, ladies. I hate to say this, baby, but let's be real.
Or you like to be the voice of women who don't have a voice. Why fibroids?
Because this is something that affects so many of us. Just like you just read off, 80% of Black women by the time they're 50 will have fibroids, and it shouldn't be normal for us to think we have.
Wait a minute, hey yo!
Heavy menstrual cycles, to be in so much pain that you can't even get up, to be bloated. It affects people's dating lives, work lives, makes them unable to leave the house. And when I met Coach Jessie, she shared her journey with me and what she's been doing to help other women, and I just felt like I'm a woman, and so many people I know are affected by it, and
I know she's Black and Asian.
Could not do it. So, Coach Jessie, tell us a little bit about your story because it is pretty remarkable.
So, at 30 years old, I'm trying to conceive, and I am having challenges for 6 months now, and I proactively said, you know what? Let me find out what's going on.
Right.
Found out I had fibroids that were causing infertility. And this launched what I call my $1 million baby journey where either I was having fibroids or I was dealing with infertility and IVF to actually have a baby. So it was 10 years of infertility sparked by 14 years of
you talking about her? Look like
about 5 IVF cycles. Cha-ching.
Looking like Selena with the hair.
And 15 surgeries altogether, 5 of them just for fibroids and 5 for complications from the fibroids.
All right, hold on. I want to touch on something. I want to say something that she said right there. I want to say something she said. I thought I was in a dream world months ago when I told you that a lady I used to talk to was going through this IVF thing. I've been since that time. I don't probably talked to 3 or 4 women just in humble conversation. They're taking IVF too. So it is Black women are taking IVF more. I'm just telling you this, okay? From them telling me out of their own damn mouth. Or another guy told me he talked to a girl that was only 2 or something like that. So kind of crazy, but they are going this IVF thing. This thing ain't like a thing of the past no more. Matter of fact, doctors actually are trying to convince me to do it, which is kind of crazy. That's another thing.
Yeah, but that's the same thing with the C-section and stuff too. Like, I know that's a different subject, but yeah, these doctors, they are, man, come on, bro. These institutions and these doctors and shit, they are persuading women, obviously, do this unconventional shit, man. Because it's an economic boom for their industry. Duh. To encourage women to do this dumb and do the fibroid surgery when they got other
Like this. I was talking to a guy today, and he was telling me, I said, man, he like, man, dude, that dude know you, man. He used to play basketball with you. I said, yeah, I know. I said, man, then I said his girlfriend, she friends with your wife, right? Now check this out. You don't believe this? I said, where your wife meet her at? Don't laugh, bro. Him and his wife, they used to work at Planned Parenthood together, man.
Damn.
Yo, I'm like,
I
said, yeah, this is the crazy shit. But that girl, I ain't tell you, like your girl is some kind of science.
Perfect place to meet a female.
No, his wife and her work together, but I don't know if he gonna be the best man or something for the guy. But the guy, wife, they used to. I don't know what the wife do now, but yeah. I said, damn, that's kind of crazy. But but I said, yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's another story. Let me go ahead with that.
So I was left in a place where I thought, my God, this is hell.
Yeah.
You know, and alone because no one was talking.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. At that point, did you have any resources? What were your doctors saying? Because this was, we just divulged. I had girlfriends in high school. This was the 80s. We had no idea what it was, and we just kind of accepted it. So what sort of resources did you have?
I love that you asked that question because the truth is, only thing they said to me is you need to have surgery to remove them. They didn't tell me how I got them, what was going on. No one was talking about it. So I was very isolated. Correct.
Right.
And then remember, I had 5 surgeries because they kept coming back, especially on the fertility journey. So every time I would do an IVF, fibroid surgery had to go after that because the fibroids came back from all the hormones.
Wow. So how, the other thing is the research is still ongoing, right? They haven't pinpointed what the causes are, how to cure them. What are some things that you all are hearing through your platform and just through your everyday lives?
Well, you know, because of everything I went through, Marisol, I actually authored a book called End Fibroids. And the reason was because when I was going through it, I felt I had to become a medical assistant because there wasn't one place. Right. You know, I felt like we needed a manual because the truth is there is research, but it isn't put together. Right. It's like here and there. We know there's vitamin deficiency that drives it. It's
or someone saying, oh, it's from my perm. It's from there's chemicals
the toxins,
in the hair,
the
and all
phthalates
this.
from the hair relaxers. Right. There's the stress you mentioned earlier, the chronic stress that causes inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a major source. Vitamin D deficiency. You spoke about Black women, right? Black women are more likely to be vitamin D deficient because of the melanin that blocks the absorption of the sun. So
that's bullshit.
We deal with fibroids in higher numbers and in more symptomatic because the D deficiency actually
that's bullshit.
Is one of the triggers of fibroid growth and development.
And I do think it's important to go to the doctor and figure out what's going on. But I also think it's important to know that you don't, hopefully not to have to be told you have to get a hysterectomy.
Right.
Or a myomectomy, and to figure out if there's other alternatives as well. Because I think right away surgery is the answer, and it shouldn't always be the first thing.
Right. We should get to a point where we don't need a hysterectomy. We don't need to get rid of our parts.
The signs early on so that you can intervene with lifestyle changes.
What is top line advice that you would like to tell folks at home who are watching this? Because if you're watching, like I said, you either have one or you know someone who has fibroids.
Right. Don't ignore the warning signs. Heavy cycles, Angela just mentioned it. They are literally an indicator that you have hormonal imbalance, which is and that is so normalized. All the clients I talk to, they're dealing with what they say is, oh, I have no symptoms. Oh, but you're going through a pad every 20 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
that's a symptom.
People will be like, I can't go out. I have to wear a tampon and a pad. And truthfully, when I did the first Detox Now with Coach Jessie, it made my cycle so much lighter and shorter. And I'm like, this is what it's supposed to be like, just from changing my eating habits.
And it's all about communication and information and educating one another. And I thank the two of you for doing that on behalf of so many women. We appreciate it.
All right, well, you heard it here first. You heard it from them. I didn't even recognize the NZE to be out with. They didn't tell me that was NZE. I wouldn't even know that walking down the damn street.
Dairy. They target these women and females, man, and dairy with the dairy industry, bro. They know dang well they got the research that you should definitely not be drinking animal's milk up until a certain age. Definitely. You shouldn't be drinking it at all. But after 12, 13, 14, you should not be drinking that stuff, bro, because what? It causes what? Calcium deficiency. Huh? They lied to us and told it was building cancer. Liars. We all should put, everybody in America should put a lawsuit on the damn dairy industry. And a lot cool, man. A lot of these women, they get older, they be still drinking that milk.
Okay,
and they wonder why they be having bone deficiency in their hips and shit. That's because they consuming that processed cow milk, animal milk, cow milk. Ain't no telling whatever chemicals they got in there, hormone interrupters they got in there. And whatever you absorb in your body, it got to go somewhere. If you get rid of it, but they ain't tell people that that milk and stuff start to do what, Frank? It gets into your bones, just like the processed sugar and salt. That shit seeks in your bones when you got arthritis. You have bone density and shit, Sjogren's. They ain't telling people this, bro.
Facts.
You wonder why people, the older people, have hip problems and stuff, man. That's because they've been to have some type of problem with their bones, not getting enough nutrients and minerals.
Facts. Makes sense.
Come on, man. I feel.
All right. Now, this is what I'm going to talk about here. Now, watch this. This is a little bit more interesting. We're going to talk about this one. See, free RX being offered for people 60 who take 5 or more medications.
For Checkup 13 today, we want you to take a moment and consider all the pills and the supplements that you might take daily. Are your prescriptions up to date? Are they safe with over-the-counter meds that you might be taking? Keep in mind, as you age, your body metabolizes differently, and a tweak of the drug or the dose or the frequency might be in order. Too often, older people have drug side effects that they might attribute to aging. Doctors say if you get an RX check, it can make all the difference. And despite the advancement in technology that we have right now, there still is room for improvement.
The benchmark, or kind of the gold standard, if you will, the benchmark for our nation is really try to get medication errors to be, less than 100 in a population of 10,000, so essentially around 1%. And that still is a lot of people who are having problems. But unfortunately, in the outpatient setting, medication errors can be as high as 10 or 20% of what's going on today. So we have an error rate that unfortunately is way higher than it should be. And that's not just true for Indiana, that's nationwide.
So for Checkup 13 this month, it's for those of you who are 60 and older. You may sign up for a free audit of your medications. It's called an RX check. And this is specifically for those of you that are taking 5 or more meds daily. Now keep in mind it can include prescriptions and also over-the-counter pills. We want you to bring them all to the appointment, and that way they can get a full look in the original bottles of what you're taking. So you can register by calling the hotline or by registering online. Whatever you do, make sure you do that by midnight tonight. I'm Anne Marie Tiernan, and thank you for making your health a priority.
Well,
wow.
Of all the issues in this year,
you should play the video of Dr. B. You know what it is? What it is?
Okay. Hold on. Yeah, we can do that in a second. It was another one I was trying to find here. Oh, here it is.
70-year-old black woman. Let's see what's going on.
So how many pills are just too many pills? Here's some interesting stats. Nearly 59% of Americans take at least one prescription drug. 15% take more than 5. And don't forget the over-the-counter prescriptions. So Dr. Kevin Campbell is joining us now to explain why so much medication be so dangerous for our health. So what are the risks associated with taking multiple medications to begin with?
Certainly when we start taking and mixing medications, both prescription and over the counter, there's a lot of risks involved, a lot of interactions that you may not know about, particularly if you're taking over the counter medications with prescription medicines that your doctor may not know about. And so there's, side effects that we just may not see until, something really significant happens.
So what are the most commonly prescribed drugs?
The ones that we see the most are antidepressants, high blood pressure medicines, medicines for cholesterol, and actually opioid painkillers. So if you think about the opioid crisis in the U.S. today, more people died of drug overdoses this year than died of motor vehicle accidents.
So what can we do to make sure that there's no interaction?
One of the things you can do is certainly keep a list, talk with your pharmacist. You want to make sure that you understand why you're taking each drug. However, there's actually some really neat applications that you can use on your iPhone or your pad that actually can help you determine. There's one called My RX Profile, and it's free. You can download it, and it's really cool because it scans in your medicine, it scans in a picture of the UPC code, and it can alert you immediately if something that you're already taking interacts with another drug. These drug interactions account for an amazing amount of ER visits every year, particularly in older Americans who sometimes are taking 9 and 10 pills.
Sure, and some of it, as you mentioned, is over the counter. And the other thing I'm sure you would say is don't be afraid to ask your pharmacist.
Absolutely. These pharmacists are so well trained and they want to help you. They want to engage with you. Make sure you involve your pharmacist, your physician, and, use a mobile app like My RX Profile. These are all tools that can keep you healthy and out of the ER this year.
Yeah, it's easy to not become a statistic if you just do your homework.
Exactly.
All right, Doc, thanks so much.
Thank you.
If you'd like to read more about this, just go to our website, WNCN.com. There it is on your screen. If you got any ideas for Dr. Campbell, you can email us there as well. All right, guys, we have had So,
hold on a minute. Let's see. Yeah, so this is tell you about all the medication people taking.
But they're really selling you another product.
Damn.
Huh, Frank? What they selling?
Damn.
What they selling, Frank?
Another product, right? Fact.
What they selling? They selling you another damn app to log into. They selling you another damn app. Oh, put all your information on this RX app. Really?
It's control, man.
Collecting data. Collecting data.
Today we are so blessed. We are in the kitchen with Chef Babette, a true icon, 75 years young, and we're going to find out what she is eating to be so ripped, so fit, and just look so incredible and feel so good at 75. So this is epic. I don't think anybody has ever done it before. And before we hop into this video, I want to let you guys know of 2 huge things happening right now. The plant-based bundle is on for 10 days only, where you can get my brand new Summer Recipes Raw Vegan. This makes this lifestyle very easy, my recipes. This, my Raw Vegan course, and all my books, plus all your favorite creators, we've all come together to put all our ebooks, courses, and guides in this for you guys. It's worth over $4,000, and it's $50 only for 10 days only. So grab it. You can't beat the value in that. I'll put the link down below. And also something huge, the Nama Juicer with Chef Babette and both I use, they have offered you guys, my followers, only an $80 off coupon for this week only. So that's epic. I'll put that down below. Makes the best quality juice right here that you can get. And it also makes nut milk and sorbet. So it's not just a juicer, it also has a 15-year warranty. So these things,
nut
the bundle
milk
and the juicer, just makes living this lifestyle easy, fun, effortless, and it really just gets you healthier, on track, and living your highest vibe, best life. So support your girl. Go check out the links down below, grab them, and let's head into this awesome video. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we have a first in store for you guys, something huge. We have 74 years young Chef Babette doing a what she eats in a day. She's never done this. We need to see what she's eating to be feeling and looking this good. Because I don't know about you guys, but this is how I want to be when I'm almost 75. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah, good. We're having fun in the kitchen.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, so check it out. If it's watermelon season, and because, I start my day normally with some nice warm lemon water and some juice, whatever. But if it's watermelon season and I'm on an empty stomach, OMG. I will eat this. I could damn near eat this whole watermelon. I swear to God. That is how I start.
No, I
my
get
day.
it.
Yeah.
You said swear to God.
Watermelon, it's like the God sprinkled sugar. Oh, wait, no. Agave. All over this watermelon. No. So that would be how I'd start my day.
Okay, and so do you eat when you get up? What time do you start eating?
I generally eat after like around 7, 6, 7 in the morning, because I get to work so very early in the morning. and then that's why I can always slam down some juice or whatever. But if I'm going to start eating and we have watermelon and it's like this is what I'm dining on for a while. Trust.
Okay, and so you went plant-based, for anybody who doesn't know, around 40, right? So it's never too late.
I met my husband when I was turning 40 years old, and that's when I became plant-based. I got 2 books, Fit for Life by Harvey and Marilyn Diamond, and the Mucusless Diet Healing System. I read those books, and I promise you, knowledge is power.
Yeah, because I wonder where you'd be right now at 74 if you didn't
if
shave then.
If I hadn't met my husband, and if I hadn't made gained the knowledge that I gained to understand more about me as a human, part of the human species, and what I should be ingesting. And I'm glad I came up on that information. I'm so blessed.
Yeah.
So blessed.
Yeah.
Because I am one healthy sister.
Let me tell you, I've been hanging out with Chef Babette for a few days now. She has so much energy. It's no joke. She walks the walk, talks the talk, and I want to be like this. So strong, just literally like being around a 25-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay, so the watermelon first, and then wait till you guys see what she has at the end of the day. So stay tuned till the end because it's incredible.
Stay tuned. So, this is my Kool-Aid, too much sugar in that drink. But guess what? I drink this drink all the time. When I want a nice, sweet Kool-Aid, healthy, spicy beet juice, this is what I'm drinking. So,
and it's working for you.
Tell them what's in it.
And I'm staying with me for a couple days, so I literally need this much ginger for her diet. So no, one key thing that I see from being around her in her diet is ginger. So is that it? That's an important thing.
I really, really, really love ginger, and I love these drinks spicy, but this one is so delicious. So what we have is organic pineapple.
Yeah.
We've got, I decided to use 4 oranges in this one lemon, and now what we have, 1 beet, and we cut it up. We're going to use all of these beets.
Beets, I've heard they're really good for blood pressure.
They're so good for you.
And then lots of ginger. You love your ginger.
Right.
It's so healthy though, right?
Yeah.
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 And okay, you juice every day. Is juicing, how long have you been juicing? A long time?
I've been juicing for a number of years.
Yeah.
It's just extremely, it's just part of my diet.
Yeah, okay.
Part of who I am. I'm not a really big bulky eater, and at 74 years old, I'm really going hard for nutrients. So juicing works for me a lot.
All right, look at that color. Wow.
That's my Kool-Aid.
And what would be maybe one other one? Because I know you switch it up sometimes.
Oh, I love carrot, orange, and a little turmeric sea moss.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, and you have,
Carrot,
Chef Babette
orange,
has her own sea moss, and it's incredible. And there's so many nutrients. I think it has 102.
Show
How many minerals do we need in our body?
We need 102, and it gives you 92. 102.
Yeah, and I've never
Vitamins
seen this.
and minerals.
I've never seen this. She has all different kinds. So I'll link those down below.
In the carrot, orange, I would put a little turmeric sea moss in there and go for it.
And you do green juices too, right?
Try?
Yeah, I want to try it.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers, girl.
Boom.
Cheers. It's so healthy with it.
Now, you don't have to put as much ginger.
No, but no, this
obviously.
is perfect with this much ginger, actually.
But it's delicious, isn't it?
This feels so healthy, though. I can literally just feel my blood flowing better, and my brain
isn't
is
it
so
amazing?
good.
It's good, but Kool-Aid, right?
I love it. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's get the next thing is going to blow you guys' mind. Okay, this smells delicious. Before we get into this meal, I want to ask you, because a lot of people don't know, how do you sustain plant-based long-term, like the amino acids and certain things in animal products?
Well, first of all, I believe as part of the human species, I should be plant-based. So that's just what I believe.
BJ, you still there? You still on there? What?
I have a responsibility to
BJ fell asleep.
and the planet in which I reside. And I know that some of our choices
look at it. Look at this soup she's finna make.
Massive destruction on the planet in which we reside. So
all raw
because it is
vegan,
part of my
real
responsibility
vegan,
to
plant
take
based.
care of our planet home, I desire not to eat animals.
And it's working. You're
Yeah.
thriving. Yeah.
And it just so happened that it's working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
And I've had my restaurant since 2008. Made it through COVID, and we're still going. And all we do is just comfort food. We don't do a lot of deep frying or anything like that. We 95% organic, and I say 95% because sometimes you just can't find it. But anyway.
And this is a dish you do at your restaurant too?
I do this dish at my restaurant, and people just absolutely love it. Now, today, we added a couple of things that I don't normally add, but because of the type of soup it is, you can play with it. Okay. You can have fun with it. So we added corn, and normally I don't put corn in it.
Yeah, and you eat this a lot. So you start out, you have your fruit, a juice, or juice and fruit, and then this is a big thing you do very often.
Yeah.
Okay, so show us what it is.
Love it. Okay, so basically, we're going to take cauliflower that I've already, I've heated this cauliflower and softened it. We've got soaked cashews. I think we soaked the cashews for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
And little arrowroot powder that's going to help thicken the soup for us. So let's start with the blend.
The blender, okay.
So go ahead, Jillian, and
put the cauliflower.
Put that in.
And the water.
You can add water as well. It might be a little warm for you.
Okay, my hands are clean. Everybody, don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Add all of it, right?
No, you can pour a little. We're going to pour a little of this water off. No. Go ahead and put the rest of that cauliflower in.
Oops. Okay. There we go.
Because we may not need to. And then go ahead and put the cashews in.
Okay. And then how much cashews did you do? So this is like 2 heads of cauliflower.
That's probably about 1.5 cups of cashews.
And about 2 heads of cauliflower.
This is about, I'd say, 2 tablespoons, maybe a tablespoon.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be a tablespoon and a half or something. A tablespoon and a teaspoon or something like that.
Of liquid aminos.
Of Bragg's.
Liquid aminos.
Okay, so let's blend this.
Yes,
so
sir.
what we wound up doing was we wound up adding more Bragg's. So I would say 1/4 cup of Bragg's liquid amino to salt, but you should taste it. And if you need more or less, then so be it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this mixture and pour it in our pot. Can you get a shot of our cooked cauliflower? Still has a little water in it. We're going to pour this in there.
Okay, and then you want that? You want a little bit of water? Pour the whole thing?
No, I want all of it in there.
Okay.
Because right now we're playing a dumping game. We're just pouring everything in. We're going to also add the rest of another can of coconut cream.
Coconut cream.
This looks good.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
trust.
okay.
And this is coconut cream with a little arrowroot powder. The arrowroot powder is going to make sure we got the thickness. This is a very creamy, thick kind of soup. So we're going to add this in.
And so you eat pretty clean, pretty whole foods, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever have a big cheat day where you're like, I'm just going to go all out today and go crazy?
No.
No, that's good.
I don't play that too much.
Yeah.
Now, I like the
Sound like Bernard.
nutritional yeast, so we're going to add some nutritional yeast to this.
Nutritional yeast.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
About a tablespoon of nutritional yeast.
Nice flavor. And there's B12 and stuff in there.
Now we can start dumping.
Okay, dumping
We've
all
got,
these ingredients?
yeah, we've got green onion. We're going to dump in.
Okay, and these are sweet peppers, these are called, right? Yeah.
Sweet peppers.
Okay.
Red onion.
And then what kind of tomato, or what kind of mushrooms?
Those are
Shiitake.
shiitake mushroom. I love the shiitake mushroom. They're so delicious.
Then Dawson said Bragg,
basil.
amino acid, and apple cider vinegar is owned by Bill Gates.
good.
Damn.
Yep.
And then garlic, right?
Garlic in.
Oh, I got another video for that too.
That was
Matter of fact,
three.
for the apple cider vinegar too, like a different brand. And I see it. I don't know if it's true, but they was like this black woman after she talked about this, she came up missing. Let me see if I can find it on Instagram.
Wow.
Cause she gave another brand. She was talking about the how apple cider vinegar is good for you, like you said, like put a little bit in the water and drink it, you know what I'm saying, once or twice a day, a couple times out the week. But she named another brand. She didn't name the brand. She named another brand because, like you said, a lot of these brands and shit, it's not. They got other chemicals in them. Hold on, let me see if I can find this on Instagram. Let's see. I sent it to y'all. Let's see. Let me see.
Meanwhile, we are following a developing story overseas where a gunman shot and killed 9 people at a high school in southeast Austria. It happened in the country's second largest city, where police say the suspect is currently dead. Austria's chancellor held a news conference earlier today and called the shooting a national tragedy that has deeply shaken the country. He also said a 3-day national mourning period will begin tomorrow. NBC News reporter Matt Sodner joins me now. Matt, police said that the scene was secured within minutes of that first emergency call. Walk us through what we know happened at this point, but also what do we know about the suspect?
Thank you, Morgan. Well, we've been hearing a lot from the Austrian authorities today, and in particular, a lot about that police response. As far as we understand, police received reports at around 10 a.m. local time of screaming and shooting at a local high school. Police were on site within minutes, and that included units from the Cobra Special Police Forces, as well as medical personnel. This kicked off a large-scale operation that involved more than 300 police personnel by the time it was all done. And according to the Austrian Interior Minister, 9 people were killed before the attack ended. Those included 6 female and 3 male students. Plus, we're hearing that some 12 others were injured, some of them quite seriously. And then there's a 10th fatality, and that is the shooter himself. We're still learning more about the shooter at this time. Authorities are treating him as a lone gunman, and he was a 21-year-old Austrian national local to Graz who once attended this particular high school, but did not finish his studies there. He committed suicide in the restrooms today, and that is according to the police. His motive is currently unknown, and he was not previously known to the authorities. One detail that I think will get a lot of attention over the next few days, the gunman was the legal and licensed owner of the 2 firearms used in this attack. That was a pistol and a long rifle.
You know, I think it's important to point out that school shootings, Matt, they're not common in Austria. I mean, do schools there have safety protocols or drills in place to prepare for situations like this?
Well, I think you won't be surprised to hear that the situation is very different in European schools and really schools all around the world. America is unique in the level of access and just the social-wide presence of firearms and school shootings, as we all know, have become essentially a fact of American life. In other countries, there's just not a cottage industry of security firms selling things like whiteboards that can convert into safe rooms. They don't do active shooter drills. It's just not something that people are thinking about all that often in Europe and the rest of the world. And looking at just Austria, this type of event only happens once every 5 to 10 years.
Stop it right quick for a second. Oh.
Where's Austria at? Where's it located at?
That's like right by Germany, bro.
Let me see. Hold on. Hey, Google.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's that dude.
Where is Austria located at?
The governor, that motherfucker Austrian. You know what I'm saying?
Austria. Oh, that's different than Australia. Austria. Hold on. Looking at this map. Okay, hold on. Okay, you got let me see. Oh shit. Man, I'll go back. Damn it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm looking at this map. Okay, you got Croatia, you got what this shit called? Slovenia, Austria. You got what's this over here? I'm looking at a map of this area. Let me see. Try to zoom in a little bit. Because they be telling us about these areas and shit. We just don't know where they at because we don't be in these areas. You know what I'm talking about? I just be curious. Switzerland. Because my thing is when they say Europe, we know damn well these places ain't no damn Europe. They their own little countries, bro. That was my point. Europe. Oh, stop. Austria. Let me see how many people the population of Austria. Hold on. Hey Google. Hey Google. Oh, I'm over playing game now. Hold on. What is the population of Austria? Their population is 9.132 million people. That's as of 2023. So that's 9 million people. Right on the 10 million. Let me see. 9.1. Okay. Damn. This is, let me see. The current estimated population of Austria is around 9.1 million people. So is this a state? So this must be a state.
I just seen how they
Austria, is it a state?
I just seen how they threw out the 33 real quick on our ass. I caught my attention real quick.
33?
Yeah, because it said 2-1 injured, and then they just said 3 days. It's going to take 3 days to recover right after that. I'm like, okay.
Right. 3 days of recovery, huh?
Right after the other 3.
How do you know how many days it take to recover, bro?
Mm.
Come on, man.
They said 3 days in the morning. Hey, look.
3 days in the morning.
It's like, what?
How you know it's going to take 3 days? It could take longer. How you going to tell me, oh, after 3 days, I got to stop morning? What the fuck? Right. What we doing?
Motherfuckers, man.
What we doing?
That's a good point.
Then do they Austria do they have firearms? I mean, I don't know why I'm thinking about what's name.
Australia?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I keep thinking about Australia. Austria, yes.
And some German motherfuckers and shit. It's just, you know, and what day is it of the year? How many days left in this year, bro? How many days?
How many days? Yeah, what's this June? What we at? June 10th or June 9th?
10th.
So we probably got another 100 and what? They say it's 360 days. So we at the 6 month mark. So we at least at 180, at least 80 days close to 180 days close. Halfway through June will be what? 140 maybe? I mean 170 something.
And they just give us 33. And then Mexico, isn't that 33? All this should mean 30. A lot of this should mean 33. All these riots and shit going on right now. Right?
Yeah. You know something? Let me say something about that riot, man. What day they started talking about the riot?
So-called riot.
They started talking about it a lot on Saturday, right? Saturday was the day when they started bringing it up a lot, right?
Yep.
All right. What is 6 and 7? Ain't that 13, man?
Facts.
I mean,
but hold on. You said bringing up the riots, right? You talking about with the so-called Mexican people?
Yeah, wasn't that? It was like the first day, right? That was like the first day of the riots, wasn't it?
Look some up for me. Look some up for me, but before you go, look some up. When did Trump sign some or do something for us bringing the auto manufacturers back to America, back to North America?
Okay.
I want to see if they coincide because did he sign anything recently for us or anything coming up for us, the auto industry, bringing the auto industry back to America and manufacturing own parts, auto parts and stuff? Because I know Ford was supposed to be building that. Well, they in the process of building that big Ford, but they're supposed to be. I thought that was supposed to be for the electric vehicles though, over there in Memphis, Tennessee area, right? Nashville or some shit.
Well,
is it true that
he incentivized it on April 29th, but really, to be honest with you, here's the real deal. Let's be real. Palantir a week ago just was tapped by the Trump administration, who basically funds him and JD Vance, and even Elon Musk is part of the PayPal mafia. They were basically given the contract to surveil data on every American. Right? Now, notice that little fake beef they had with Trump and Musk, which is bullshit, because both of them, neither one of them mentioned Peter Thiel. As a matter of fact, Peter Thiel was given $40 million by Epstein to help with Palantir as well. So they already told you they were about to run mass surveillance with Palantir. They just told you that last week. Then they had to riot. So anytime you have this chaos, people ain't even talking about that no more. That would mean that when you have riots or whatever they call it, it's really not even riots, it's really just fucking actors. This ain't nothing but acting they're doing. Playing Psyop. All you gotta do is look at number 33. So all you gotta do is look at it. And then you say, wait a minute. Now they saying Mayor Bad putting in curfew. This ain't nothing but another 2020 bullshit. Matter of fact, on July 4th, they might be running a Biodefense Terrorism Act or something like that too. Yeah. They just told you a couple weeks ago they got a new vaccine out called Mnex Spike. Mnex mean death. I mean, come on. They just approved it. They just had the big world health conference a couple weeks ago. And next week, I mean, they're distracting you right now because really, to tell you the truth, the Bilderberg conference is next week. I think it's on the 16th or something like that. So ain't no thing about it. Both of them by Palantir. So anytime, like, all you gotta do is go back. Rodney King riots, 1992. All you gotta do, Rodney King riots, they started bringing in mass surveillance into the city of Los Angeles. Then they had the Rampart scandal. All that other stuff happened around that same time, that 1992-95 period. Then you had the East Coast, West Coast thing. So if you know, you just notice of a playing Psyop. Both sides working to really hold surveillance state.
But one of the major thing is, what year you say that was?
1990.
Immigration, bro. And see, one of the big thing is immigration. A lot of people coming in around that time too, bro. They're bringing in a lot of. It's always around war and always around moving people around. You're right. It's multiple things they have going on at once, and immigration is gonna be one. Well, it's gonna be war and immigration, because you can't have immigration without war, right? That's why your reason of moving people around, right, and placing them, putting them other places and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They creating fires, allegedly creating fires, and allegedly trying to put fires out at the same time. You see what I'm saying about mass confusion?
Well, Frank brought this up. Watch this. Frank brought it up. Frank, you called me one day out the blue. I was on my way somewhere, but I stopped on the side of the road and talked to you. And you asked me, did I know anything about Acre Trader? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And I said, well, wait a minute. So I had to go look it up. I said, well, damn. You see, this is only certain immigrants, because Frank pulled it up, showed it to me. I said, damn, let me look into this. And when I looked up Acre Trader, Trump and them already had a deal with the South Africans to take over the land in America.
Right.
They start farming.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Already deal set, cooked on the books. JD Vance, one of the biggest investors in Acre Trader. That's what the South Africans that they were bringing here is for.
Yeah.
Acre Trader.
And Palantir and JD Vance. Peter Thiel.
That's right.
It's not a coincidence. He was meant to be in. It's all Trump and them was meant to. It was selected to be in there, bro.
That's right.
Then the vice president happens to. Nah, it doesn't work like that.
Of course.
There.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you something about this.
He's a drama queen, so he's the perfect person to have in there, man. Right now.
Now let me tell you about this. Because I told you the other day. Now, all you gotta do is look all your cities, they putting up all these cameras. I told you they putting up a lot of cameras right now. You gotta do is look. I asked the guy what he's doing. I was like, he's like, see, and the issue is really, I don't even really, I mean, you know, like I told the guy, if you really think about it, this surveillance is all in that National Defense Authorization Act. That act keep on getting renewed. It keep on getting renewed and keep on. This ain't nothing but Patriot Act stuff, right? So when you know that, then you know, in order to have it, like I said, the immigrants is an issue, but they're really like a pawn in the game. They're a pawn in the game because some fact they're being used to enhance the surveillance state. So actually, both sides using them to enhance the surveillance state. Then people don't even protest surveillance state because they don't even think it's good. Like, oh, I want cameras. No, you don't want cameras. You know, they actually talking about trying to put cameras in public bathrooms now too, which is kind of very.
See, this is what I keep saying, bro. This is the problem with they bringing immigrant people and bring people in and allowing these foreign corporation people to come in because they implement the goofy stuff, bro. This violating our motherfucking privacy, bro. They don't care because they do it to their country, they people from the country where they from. And once you bring people in, you don't allow them to violate the very so-called constitutional things and cultural things that this country was built off of, per se. Come on, bro.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna tell you some wild shit that happened when I was in North Carolina last month. Look, I went to the restaurant. I think it was called Lux or something like that. I forgot the damn name of the restaurant. It was a nice restaurant or whatever. And, you know, it was all right. Girl came. So I can't remember they have a sign on the bathroom. I probably wasn't paying attention. And I walked right in the damn bathroom. I said, damn, this must be is this a co-ed bathroom or something? And I was like, oh, I must be tripping because there's a woman in there taking a picture of herself in the mirror and shit, right? I said, damn, there's a woman in the bathroom. Let me get the hell out of here. I said, So I said, hold on, let me look at this thing again. I said, wait a minute, I went in the wrong bathroom. I think I did. You know, I came out. I said, no, wait a minute. That was a co-ed bathroom. I said, oh shit. I went in the wrong. I just didn't know it.
I'm telling you.
Yo, that shit.
See, they trying to cause this blurred line shit where everything is everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything just mixed and matched together, Frank.
I was in Greensboro, matter of fact. Greensboro, North Carolina. That's where it was. Greensboro. Mm-hmm.
Hey, hold on. Now you talking about North Carolina. Don't they got a pretty nice who?
They haven't had clean drinking water in like a couple months too.
Yeah, see.
But North Carolina area, don't they have a nice sized population of LGBT?
In Charlotte, they do.
Stuff going on.
That right now.
Charlotte.
Huh? I used to go to Charlotte every year. When they used to have CIAA weekend, I used to be in Charlotte every year.
So you said the water's fucked up out there too? Damn, bro.
Certain parts of North Carolina, yes. But North Carolina is big state. So I mean
that's Clyburn, isn't it? Sir, that's Clyburn.
That's South Carolina.
Well, you know what?
North Carolina.
Because I'm finna hit y'all with something. Because they keep talking about, they be talking about the slaves and people who was a slave. Bruh. Now that area, that South Carolina, North Carolina area, that's where they did have slaves coming in. But North Carolina allegedly was where the breeding forms at. Sex breeding forms. But they breeding, maybe had motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about, Frank?
That's what I heard, yeah.
Nobody talk about this shit.
I like to go down there and DJ. I like to go. Hey, look, man.
Nobody talk about that.
The correlation with
they had these breeding forms in maybe South Carolina, Virginia area. Because we got to realize at one point, North Carolina and South Carolina was not there. It was all that was considered Virginia. You feel me?
Yeah.
Well,
that's why. Hold on. Let me bring it back. That's why a lot of slaves.
I'm gonna show you something in a minute. Go ahead, keep talking. You good?
No, you're right. That's why a lot of slaves was transported from Virginia to North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia areas. some people ancestors go back to Virginia, but and they central locations, Virginia and South Carolina, Virginia and Carolina, the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying?
Earn rewards for saving energy with
The people need to put this shit in context where the shit was
Energy's
actually
peak
going
time
on.
rebates program. Sign up
It
today.
wasn't going on all over America.
I see what you're saying.
You feel me, Frank? Louisiana.
The high gay population out there now, like that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and could mixed population, mixed population and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Because those are port line areas. You feel me?
I feel you. Damn,
let me play this. Since you're talking about North Carolina, let's bring it up. Let's start right there.
Yeah.
Hurricane Helene hit the mountains of North Carolina last fall, but they did not reach everyone who needed to hear them. At least 250 people were killed. Estimates of the damage are in the tens of millions of dollars. CBS News has been following the recovery, and Janet Shamlian has an update.
Chimney Rock, North Carolina was unrecognizable after the storm. Homes were ripped apart by mudslides and flash floods.
Oh my goodness.
Back then, it took hours and an escort for us to reach the town. The only access road washed away. Now, 8 months later, we returned and found the tourist town is not ready to welcome summer visitors, desperately needed by people like Teresa and Glenn Cawthorn, who we met after the hurricane last September.
How high was the water?
I would say about up to the AC copper tubing.
Their house filled with mud, they moved into the hotel they own, the Chimney Rock Inn. They'd hoped to be reopened by now, like Asheville and other nearby cities, but Chimney Rock is still without clean running water and sanitation.
Did you think you would have water and sewer by now?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, I had no idea it was going to take this long.
The same is true all along Main Street.
This store was full of mud.
Peter O'Leary owns Bubba O'Leary's General Store. He's also mayor in the town of 125.
Stay right
the
there.
town's remote location and the very
Stay right
geography
there.
that makes Chimney Rock so stunning.
O'Leary.
Recovery works slow.
Yes, sir. Damn, Bernard. O'Leary. No? My bad.
Yeah.
O'Doyle.
See, you gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention.
O'Doyle rule. O'Doyle. O'Brien.
Yep. Here we go.
Oh boy. How about that?
Hold on.
Is it hard to see places like Asheville getting ready to welcome people and you're just not there yet?
Life is normal there. And then you come here and it's totally upside down. And, you know, that's what we're all trying to come to grips with, is that our neighbors just a few miles away are living their lives and we're still trying to recover.
But that's not deterring the community or the Cawthorns.
We are resilient. You told me that last fall.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to be back, and it's going to be better than ever.
There is positive news for Chimney Rock. Running water is set to come back online in the next couple of weeks, and the popular state park is scheduled to reopen at the end of the month.
Building.
But if you notice, where are all the so-called Negro black people at? Huh?
Okay, hold on. Let me show you this. Because actually, I don't know why they got this dated 1 year ago, because you can ride on 97, 95 and smell it shit now. Hold on.
Our other headlines tonight, the stench that prompted a special meeting in Contra Costa County. A lot of people in Richmond saying it smelled like rotten eggs for days. Tonight, the operators of Richmond's wastewater treatment plant were in the hot seat. NBC's Pete Serratos was there.
The stench of this BS that we've heard in this chamber today, while you pretend that your company can't possibly figure out how to run a plant.
Richmond residents and city council members with very pointed comments towards officials with Veolia Services, the company in charge of the city's wastewater treatment plant.
That disrespect for our community
we're going to change it one way or the other, because we're no longer going to be asking, please.
A special city council meeting taking place tonight with Veolia officials explaining why the plant emitted foul odors last week into the community, showing pictures of the construction project that caused high levels of hydrogen sulfide. Veolia officials take full responsibility for it, saying they need to do a better job of communicating about these projects with the city.
We're talking about activities to improve that communication, to get those communications out to the community.
And to hold Veolia accountable, the city council passing a motion for the operator to submit a report detailing the incident, how it will resolve ongoing odor issues at the plant, as well as its communication plans with the city. Veolia will have to present the report to the council next month, and residents like Edie, who have dealt with odor from the plant over the years, feels it's long overdue.
It's the first time that I feel like somebody's actually hearing us when we say this is a problem.
All right. Stop that. They said that was a year ago. That shit ain't a damn year ago. That shit, I just rode past that shit Sunday. I said, damn, what the fuck is going on here? Right? Yeah. Right? So, you know, I was on Williamsburg and I just haven't, but here's the deal. I told you this has been going on for a while. They got that wastewater plant projects right there, Hillside Court right down the street. That shit been there for about 50 years. It used to be the shit, what the fuck? So they got shit going over there. My dad probably lived about, I don't know, he lived in the houses, neighborhood called Oak Grove, probably about what? Probably about 5 minutes from there, maybe less, right? You might not smell it from there, but when you go to the Hillside and them other places, you smell it. If you come across the highway, Interstate 95, you can smell it. You can go north or south, it does not matter which way you're going. You can be going like you would Petersburg, you're going toward downtown Richmond, or toward you going to Fredericksburg, whatever, you can smell it. Crazy shit, right? But anyway, the water has been messed up for the last 2 weeks. Right? Since we had that, whatever happened, right? So, I mean, look, but and now they talking about, you know, they might have to cancel contract with water people or something. I said, look, man, this shit ain't been fixed. I'm gonna be down with you, bro. It ain't getting fixed. I'm gonna tell you something, because with the neighborhood my dad lives in, I think they had the house 60 years. So a lot of houses either getting rebuilt. I think those projects will be a demolition zone very soon. And they making like a lot of new apartments. They redid the playground around there. Looks nice. They redid the Belle Meade place. That's another area they rebuilt. I think most of the Hispanics live over there though. But like those areas where I, used to hang out at sometimes and stuff. But I mean, really to tell you the truth, if you live in a Richmond city, I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you something. The going rate for an apartment in Richmond probably about $1,500 to $2,000. Some of them even $3,000, depending on where you're living in the apartment or whatever. So some of these new houses they building $400,000. And damn, Richmond never like this. But that's just the way it is, man. Right? So as a matter of fact, the traffic in the evening is starting to get crazy. All this construction they putting up there, they're making a new school. My old school they rebuilding. Shit, it's been 20 years since I graduated actually high school. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, this is very interesting, but it's crazy. But yeah, I just tell you go in and stay 95, put a clothespin on your nose, man. You won't like this shit. I just tell you.
Man.
Just being real with you, man. That's how it is, man.
Well, so look, breaking news.
I'm just.
My bad.
No, go ahead.
Breaking news: Karen Bass offers a curfew.
Yeah, curfew. Yeah, curfew. Yeah. George Floyd bullshit. Right. Yeah.
It's all control, baby. It's the same old thing, dude.
Curfew in but 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. All right, now.
My thing is these people don't go hard for black people at all.
Wait a minute. Like, I got a question. Watch this. Watch this. You say 8 to 6, right?
They're not going to be deported.
Well, hey,
you talking about 8 p.m. to 6 a.m.?
Yeah, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Now watch this. Now watch this. If they go home, right? Mm-hmm. If they go home at 8 to 6 a.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
That can let you do the whole thing controlled anyway. It's a protest. We go to the house for. Shit, stay out there.
Damn. What you
Think about
exactly, bro?
Think about it, man. If it's real, stay out there. Fuck a damn curfew. Curfew ain't holding you back.
But my thing is, are they going to be arresting these people for violating it, or are they going to be deporting them? I thought this whole thing was about deportation. They arrested 130 some people or 113 people. I thought this was about deportation. Are you deporting these people or are you arresting them?
You know, really, to be honest with you, in a real life, think about it, man. Let me tell you something, bro. Really, to tell you the truth, if you got, let's say you got 100,000 people and you got a police force of, let's say you got 600, 700 officers, right? If people really, really want to stand up for real, it'd be hard to arrest anyone because you got too many people to arrest, right? It'd be hard to do it.
Too many people.
And some of these people, they got arrested, they're not telling you they already got bonds. That means it's like it's already paid, right? So all you got to do is pull up the people who they arrested. If they get a names of person, pull up that person's name, find out they got an IMDb, and you solve all your problems. There you go.
And then that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? That's a good point. If they got an IMDb, you definitely know. You see what I'm saying? And there's another thing. It's just like this is kind of scripted too, because the media was telling you got these media people telling them know their rights. Why is the media telling them that? Why are you telling illegal? So media, you're supposed to be biased. I mean, unbiased for one. And you over here telling people to know their rights. You tell illegal immigrants. That's weird to me. It's like this shit. I'm telling you, this shit is agitated, man. This shit is a script for sure. And then it was you got these people. You got the game and all these motherfuckers out there. You know what I'm saying, trying to stay in solidarity with these damn people. Weren't they just calling the black cop? They was just calling the black cop the N-word, though, right? The Mexicans was just going in on the black cop, calling him the N-word. What you calling the black cop an N-word got to do with anything? What the black cop got to do with anything? That niggas not see. It's funny when they fucking us up or they doing something to us. Everybody, including the Mexicans, oh, they're just doing their job. Aren't they? Aren't these people just doing their job? I'm confused. When it's y'all, they're not doing their job. They're violating their rights. But when it's black niggas, when they go upside a nigga head, then they're just doing their job. You see that? You see that? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna tell people know your rights? How does that work, bro? You're the media. You supposed to be unbiased. The media, they didn't do that shit in the LA riots. They didn't do that shit with black people. They don't never do that shit with us. Tell niggas, oh, hey, make sure you know this and habeas corpus and you know what I'm saying? Right to speedy trial. The media make sure they don't tell us that shit. In the crack epidemic, were they telling us any of these key little components when it came down to motherfucking knowing your laws and the rights and shit? Hell no. That shit is they treat us way even when it's perceived like you know what I'm saying? It's the same kind of scenarios, the same kind of incidents is way different, bro. They treat us way different, man. And you got motherfuckers standing in solidarity with these people, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe these people are Belizean or something. Some of the people are Jamaican or some shit. I don't fucking know. Game or something. I don't fucking know. But for you to be out there standing and out there with them, that's corny, bro. It's never the same. When it's us, it's never the same way. It's always the other way around when it's us. You feel what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Yeah, bro. All right.
Y'all keep that?
Mm-hmm.
Got you. All right, let me get this thing. We had another shooting in Richmond, Virginia tonight, obviously. Yeah. All right.
Wait, when you get a chance, play that video. I sent
like
you about
everyday thing these days. Huh?
Hey, when you get a chance, play that video I sent you about the Mexican lady talking about nigger knockers and nigger knocking and shit. Play that shit whenever you get a chance, bro. That shit was damn. She said that shit to the black judge, bro. That shit is wild. These motherfuckers no respect for black people. Like you get into it with a Mexican, another Mexican, and then they knock on your door crazy. What is nigger or black people? What does that come in? Like niggas are just so used to talking that racist shit and talking like that. That's just them. That's the culture. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I'm going.
All right. I'm gonna play this. No, you good. I'm gonna play this. Then I'm gonna get play this other thing or one other thing, and then I'll be out. I gotta give you some rest and go in here in the morning. But I'm gonna show you this thing. Watch this. Cause I'm trying to pull it up right now. What the fuck is this shit? Oh, let me just go to your thing straight out. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, here it is. I think I see it. See, your jump be coming up. You sent a photo, but it's an actual. Man, what the hell is going on here, bro? This shit.
Right.
Juice unlocked. This thing loads slow as a bitch.
I'm telling you. This shit wild, man.
Oh, I see. Oh, Judge, her name, or the name, Judge Boy. That's the name. Yeah, I see it.
Are you all ready to proceed? Let me. That always brightens the day. And then her son is graduating the academy. I'm like, oh. All right, could I have a file stamp for a plea, please?
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Gotta get back into the
The court is calling 2025 CR 001146 State versus Cynthia Diano. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Rick Bainey for the state of Texas. Jeffrey Martinez for defendant.
And are you Cynthia
This is in Texas
Diano?
too, by the way.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Yeah.
I got it right. Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did, John.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Diano, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision or Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
They have over 1 million quality parts
That are guaranteed to fit
at incredible prices.
and hassle-free returns.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your State will be reducing this charge to a misdemeanor DUI, and we'll proceed with that charge.
Any objection?
No.
Deputy Laura, Deputy Mejia, can you move them to that other end? All right, we're back on the record. Ms. Diano, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is anywhere from up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You didn't understand that part? Well, so let me explain to you. And then if you don't understand, let me know. I'll help you and your attorney discuss it. So you're entering into a plea bargain agreement with the state. You understand that part? Whatever agreement that you have worked out with the state, I don't have to follow that agreement. So let's hypothetically say they want you to have probation. If I were to tell you, I'm not going to give you probation, I'm sending you to jail, then you can withdraw your plea. Because I have not followed your plea bargain agreement. Now, the conditions for the plea bargain agreement, that's something the court gets to decide. You understand? So if for some reason I don't follow your plea bargain agreement and I try to give you more than what you've bargained for, then you get to withdraw your plea. And it can't be used against you if you decide to go to jury trial. You understand? And by that same token, if I don't follow your plea, then what can end up happening if you withdraw your plea, then the state can say, okay, we're going to have to go to jury trial. We're going to go to jury trial. And maybe they won't be going to jury trial on a Class A misdemeanor. They'll be going to trial on the injury to the elderly. Not maybe, that's what they'd have to do. You understand? All right. Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into this plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
All right. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason you were to violate your conditions of probation, I could revoke you and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail? Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Ms. Diano, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury. There's a $500 fine. The state is recommending deferred adjudication, and there's no contact with several people. And there's a Samantha with a question mark by it.
Ms. Jones prepared this. I don't know why I did that.
What happened to the volume?
I ain't turning it on.
Damn.
Do you understand that to be your plea bargain agreement?
Yeah, but that lady actually has already assaulted me twice at my.
All right, so here's the thing. The only thing I'm looking at today is once I've gone over the admonishments for you and what your rights are, then what will end up happening is the state will present evidence, and then I'll make a decision on whether or not that evidence is sufficient to find you guilty. If I find that the evidence is not sufficient to find you guilty, then I'm going to find you not guilty and say that the state didn't prove its case. However, if there's something else going on between you and this other person, that is not before this court today. That's something else. So what I've just read to you, did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, sir.
State?
That is a plea.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, there been such motions?
No.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 6 months. There be 30 hours of community service restitution, TAP evaluation, follow recommendation, sober meetings, random UAs, and anger management. Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense of assault, bodily injury as a Class A misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, this has to sit over the exhibit one, but all of it. And the Honor defense has no objection.
All right, and state, have you spoken with the complainant?
We have.
All right, thank you. State, you may be excused.
Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
My bad. I know this
the
shit's
audio.
It ain't the audio.
What's up with the audio? Is that my end? Yeah, in.
Or play just a little bit. Okay, skip it a little bit. No, skip it just a little bit.
Defer finding of guilt. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We would like to.
All right. Explain to me what's an end knocked. That's in the That's in the police report. The officer said suspect 1 stated that victim 1 had end knocked on her door.
And they knocked on their door trying to.
No. I'm asking.
She constantly.
No. What is an end knock?
Nigger knocking.
Yeah. What is that?
Going and knocking on a door and running.
But why is it nigger knocking?
That's what.
Why isn't it Caucasian knocking? Why isn't no? Why isn't it Caucasian knocking? Why isn't Asian knocking? Why isn't some other knocking? Why is it called that?
No, that's just the way they say it.
No, that's the way you say it because that's what you said.
That's what they. That's basically. I mean.
Damn.
I don't know what else to tell you.
No, I'm just trying to figure out why.
It's
Why
not
would you
like
call
a
it
race.
that?
It wasn't to be racist. The kids just kept knocking and knocking on my door, constantly doing that to me. They live upstairs. I did not touch this kid, and I really don't even want to sit here and say that I did.
Mexican, you talking about Mexican kids. They ain't talking about the black kids. Why even say that?
I don't want to do that because he says that's the best thing to do.
No.
I just lost. Look, I lost a child. My son was 19 years old, was murdered just 2 years ago. I'm under a lot of stress already. You know,
what
so
what does any of that got to do with it?
Get it as easy as just.
And look how she tries to get on the judge, like, "Oh, I didn't." You trying to say shit? I'll play the rest of the shit. She was like, "You try to set me up." How was that trying to set you up, bitch? This is the evidence. You said that some racist shit in the evidence, and I called you on that shit. How's that trying to set you up? These motherfuckers don't think there's gonna be no black judge, or they don't think there's gonna be no black probation, or you know what I mean? These motherfuckers, bro. That's some shit. It was a Mexican people that lived above them that they got into it with. Like, why are you using that? Like, I'm confused, just like the lady. Like, but see, I already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of language I use all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's your shit. Like, oh, that's what they use. Fuck they. Who is they? You use that shit.
Right, you use that.
But so
because, like you said,
and it's in Texas. In Texas, I'm telling you, Texas and California, they're more hot. The most
you're right.
Mexicans.
I wonder what county was it in? What city was it in?
And in California, Texas, these motherfuckers are the most hostile on the west, just period, towards black people. Man. Mexico, I noticed that.
What city was that in?
I didn't even know.
I'm saying the niggas got to stop. Oh yeah, we stand in solidarity. That's bunk. That shit is out. We got to start standing in solidarity with our motherfucking selves. That's what we need to start standing in solidarity with. Fuck dumb shit. Then maybe we could sing Kumbaya with motherfuckers after all that shit. Other than that, you got to get your own backyard right. That's some going out backwards and sad shit. And then these gatekeeper ass motherfuckers and these celebrity, they ain't gonna get celebrity motherfucker ain't gonna get me and convince me, and you know what I'm saying, and all that shit to fucking. The only thing, could you tell me you just got your house took by some fucking broad that was on your show?
Hey, look,
she took all your shit, your assets, your Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, look, this is what I'm gonna tell you to do, man. I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'm gonna get up early and do this, but look, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all to do. I was having a conversation the other day, and the guy said, "Man, matter of fact, dude came to me. He said, man." He said, I remember I used to play with you at Ruby's gym. He like, you always been a shooter. He like, I gotta give it to you, man. He like, you the bad dude. And he was like, but anyway, I said, they left that about me 38 on July 16th. They call me up now. But really, to tell you the truth, let me play this for you. yeah, crazy shit, right? Yeah, boy. Talking shit.
Okay, Nick.
Oh yeah,
you got
MOG.
Yeah, you know that Jeff Chak.
Man, that's old school. I remember that shit. Genuine, hey, they had to run, man. Genuine, and all them, Missy and all the motherfuckers, man, they had to run.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, that's old school, man.
That's all you gotta do is keep being the same OG, and you'll put your problem together. Speaking of that, for the guys, relax, man. For some of the men, I know that it's Father's Day weekend coming up. Shout out to fathers, obviously, since they know talk for guys to talk about this weekend, man. We on the grill, man. We gonna be doing this, we gonna be doing that. But just remember, hey, $22 billion will be spent. Hope it's worthwhile. That's what they say. But nevertheless, so just be aware. Watch this around.
Man.
Say be the
same running this country, baby.
You 43-year-old, and I think you 43 years old. I'm 37. But look, this is why we got to do it, man. Just relax, get right, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you. You know, I was talking to the lady the other day. She said, BJ, how you be outside? How do you go outside in the morning and walk when it get hot? I said, look, baby, I like to open my sweat glands up. I don't know about you, but I like to open my sweat glands up. She like, don't that make you feel sticky? Like, okay. I mean, whatever, right? Crazy shit, right? Okay. Well, hey, look, it do make you get thirsty, but hey, fuck it. You gotta, walk. Sweat ain't never hurt nobody, and it's a bodily function. Matter of fact, get rid of your toxins, right? So it is what it is. Right. And people say when you're sick, I don't take no meds. If you're feeling down, sweat it out. But nevertheless, Chak, you are that same OG. So child information, same OG. That's how you do it. Say, yeah, that's how you do it. Do it like that.
Damn. Nigga brought some old shit back. Damn.
Hey, man, at the event the other day, I played a song. This nice lady, I played that For You I Will. So I played that too, right? So that was kind of interesting. Oh, yeah. Because they wanted to hear some stuff from, they wanted to hear, some Juvenile and stuff like that. So, like Juvenile, right?
Back, they wanted to twerk something. You know what I'm saying?
I want that. I didn't know it was that set it off junk and that mama got ass or something like that. But, right. Right.
These females, man, they want to just shake ass. Okay.
Now that set it off junk ain't no. That junk was more like a okay, yeah, it's like set it off junk. But yeah.
Oh, you talking about set it off and his that's Juvenile. I remember that.
Yeah, that junk. But yeah, no. That
but they do be twerking to that back the thing. They be acting going.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Going bananas over that shit, man. These bros.
Yeah, they like that too. But I was talking about that set it off jump. Yeah, that's But yeah, man, Chak, go ahead. Same OG, Shaq Mason. Any good things for the OG fathers who, unfortunately, some ladies say some of the men ain't good fathers, but I know some good fathers, a lot of them actually. So I can't get into that conversation with that nonsense right now. But well, yeah. But I had a guy. He told me to talk to a girl up there, and she said she asked him, "What are you gonna get me for Father's Day?" He's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" She was like, I'm raising 2 boys on my own. She was like, "What you get me Father's Day?" Wow. You told her you ain't no damn father. I ain't getting you shit.
Wow.
So
That's crazy,
You know,
man.
Goof Troop, right? Hey, wait,
And they'd be like, "Oh, you got to make me feminine. You got to make it to where." No, the shit you do and say shows that you're not feminine.
Hey, man.
Saying some shit like that, it shows me that you're not feminine. That shit's some wild shit to say.
Shaq, get her. I tell you what, man. Let's be. You know what? I need to talk to that brother again. If I see him at the gym, I tell him, man, look, man. You know what you got to do? I know I don't really condone dumb shit, but you know what? Get her something Father's Day, man. Get her some charcoal and a grill, and then see what happens. And if she tell you take it back, it won't the right gift. That's all you got to do. That'll shut that damn nonsense up. That's all you got to do. Hey, get her the same thing that they get you, and see what she said. Oh no, I ain't want no charcoal and no grill. Well, you say you want some Father's Day charcoal and grill. That's what you give us. Get them that. Hey man, it is what it is, man. What that?
Charcoal and grill.
Huh?
Say what?
Get a charcoal grill. I guess he gets some handy, what they call it, a toolbox or some shit like that. And then, hey, after you get that, then you see it. If they don't want it, then that was all game. Right? You ain't go to no fancy restaurant, nothing. That's all game. Remember that. Just remember that. So pay attention to that. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm at I gotta see what's going on this weekend, but like I said, it's gonna be 90 degrees next couple of days, so getting a little hot. I think they had an earthquake in California. Matter of fact, I know they did. They were talking about a lot of seismic activity going on too around the world.
I gotta be careful out here, man.
But go ahead. We're gonna let the same OG give out his information.
All right, man.
No, him. He's the same OG right now. You next OG. Don't worry about it. Relax. We coming to you.
Oh shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. Chak Waller, YouTube, Instagram. Check me out. What's tomorrow? Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
I don't know. I might be up early. Depends, man. I might do a live early on my walk. I want to get up and walk in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I have to bring some shit up.
Might
See what the universe put on me.
All right. Go ahead, Frank. The other same OG.
Yeah, man. Just stay. Just keep your eyes on this, man, because you know what I'm saying. It's weird how media, you know what I mean, telling me, "Oh, you got rights," and you know what I'm saying. Motherfuckers, we don't even got American motherfucking citizens ain't got rights and shit. That's crazy. And then just pay attention to all the shit, how the shit is playing out. How the, you know what I'm saying, the media is you know what I'm saying, because they're in lockstep in the psyop. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention, because if you got the military, there you go. That's psyop right there. Once the military's involved, you know what I'm saying? There it is. So pay attention to all this, man, how this has turned out. You know, pay attention to people that actually get deported. You know what I'm saying? What's the real agenda? Actually deporting motherfuckers, or you know what I'm saying? Privatizing prison. What was just the tracking, like we were saying? Is this really just a scapegoat? You know what I mean, for this new surveillance shit that they putting out? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what I'm saying, with job losses and all that AI and all that shit's gonna lead to that digital ID shit, that CBD, the digital currency, digital wallet bullshit.
Right.
I mean, all this shit is correlating together. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'll probably do a live tomorrow and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can check me out. You know, XX Frank Nitty XX on YouTube and also on Instagram, and then Frank Jones A115 on Instagram. Now check me out, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be doing more videos, man.
Watch this. So people talk to me about a lot of stuff. Me and Shaq really talk about stuff in the morning. I be getting up early these days. But look, here's the deal. We gave some hard knocks last night. It rained like hell last night. I ain't hear nothing. I'm knocked out. But let's you know, people always ask you questions, but sometimes you just gotta ask the question to yourself. Damn. And I ask the question, why am I going here?
in debt. And why them dudes ain't riding if they party is set. And why they never get it popping but they party to death. Yeah, and why they gon' give you life for a murder. Turn around, only give you 8 months for a burner. It's going down. Why they selling niggas CDs
for under a dime. And it's all love, daddy. Why you come with your 9?
Man.
Why you a stack instead of trying to be fly? Why is ratting at an all-time high? Why are you even alive? Why they kill Tupac and Chris? Why at the bar you don't take straight shots instead of popping Chris? Why them bullets have to hit that door? Why did Kobe have to hit that raw? Why he kissed that whore?
So always ask why, what's your purpose, and why. That's all you gotta do, man, really, because at the end of the day, the number one question I always ask is why? And then you do research behind it, right? So don't never think doesn't have a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Hey, look, guess what? You are your own purpose. Why? Then he said why they killed Tupac and Chris, didn't he? He told you that. He said, why did Bush knock down the towers? 9/11, surveillance. Think, man, think. Right? But nevertheless, man, why am I going to sleep? Because I got to get some rest. Because I got to go here tomorrow. I got to do things. So get some rest and make sure if you can, get a nap too. It'll benefit you. Buy and rest. Remember this I said at the beginning of the show. Need to fight a war? If you need to fight any type of battle, get your mind right, body right. So you 60% of people on medication. Not an ideal circumstance, right? So with that being said, take your time. I'm out here. Remember, ask yourself again, Frank, why?
Yeah, that's real sure.
Take your time.
All right, salute, y'all, boy.